Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on True Confessions, Naija. The confession you're about to listen to comes from a message we received from one of our brothers, and the message reads like this. Good day, Uncle Ori. How are you? Even as I hold this phone right now, my hands are shaking because what I'm about to confess, I've never told anyone, not even my wife, not fully like this. This message you're about to hear, it is my story, and yes, please post it anonymously, because if my name comes out, if my face appears anywhere, I am finished. My whole family is finished. Strange things, as we say, happen in our world. Things that you cannot even imagine unless you see them with your own two eyes. So, let me begin. Hello, how are you? That was the first message I sent when I reached out. Simple, innocent. But behind that greeting was a storm. I told you that I saw that video of the guy openly talking about ritualism and satanism on TikTok. And I said to myself, so people are now confessing openly. Maybe it's time I also free my chest. Because me too, I am into those things. Or I used to be. And I'm really trying to return back to God. But my brother, my sister, we still need to eat, don't we? Let me start with the present before I drag you into my past. Right now, I'm a pastor. Yes, a pastor on TikTok and Facebook. I do fake miracles, fake prophecies, fake testimonies. I target people who are elderly, afraid, lonely, desperate. People who believe their neighbors or relatives are bewitching them. People who are already broken before they even meet me. Do I like what I am doing? No. But it feeds my family. It pays my daughter's college fees. It keeps my wife and I housed and fed. And I keep telling myself, just hold on. Just let your daughter graduate. Once she finishes college, she will go abroad. She will send us money. Then you can stop all this. I want to stop. I swear I want to stop. But to stop, you must have something to fall back on. And right now, all I have is survival. However, to understand how I became this man, this faith pastor, this exhausted sinner, you need to hear where I'm coming from. I left Nigeria in 2008, like many people do, carrying hope, carrying dreams, carrying lies we tell our families that I'm going to do God's work. I got an invitation from a South African church. They gave me a missionary visa. I told everyone back home that I was a pastor going to spread the gospel. And in truth, I actually believed it. When I reached South Africa, I worked in Durban, the villages of KZN. We prayed for sick people. We did deliverance. We held nice vigils. But guess what? They weren't paying me any salary, not even small money for transport. Every day my phone rang with calls from home. Daddy, school fees, honey, house rent. Brother, please send something. How can you tell people you left Nigeria to work for God, yet you cannot send even 10,000 naira? Shame will kill you alive. One afternoon, while sitting outside the church, hungry and frustrated, I met a group of Nigerians. The moment I greeted them, one of them laughed and said, "So you are a volunteer pastor, my brother. South Africa is not for slow people. You either sell or you starve." I laughed, not because it was funny, but because I knew he was right. 2 months later, my visa expired. Just like that. One night, the same boys handed me a pistol. No ceremony, no meeting. Just a simple sentence. "Welcome to the real South Africa." Just imagine, me, a pastor, walking around with a gun tucked inside my jeans. But that was only the beginning. There are some memories I wish I could erase completely, but they cling to me like shadows that refuse to fall. It happened in 2009, around 3 a.m. They took me to a house, a very ordinary looking house from outside, but inside, blood red curtains, candles, a table covered with red cloth, bottles, and a black plastic bag. The leader told me, "Open it." When I opened the plastic bag, I saw meat. I thought maybe cow meat, maybe goat meat. Until one of them said, "Eat, this will make you powerful." They cooked it with pepper and onions like suya. The scent was strong, too strong. Then he whispered, "It's the thigh of a woman, freshly dug from the grave." My body went cold. My stomach tightened. I wanted to vomit. But in that room, as a new recruit, you have no mouth. You have no opinion. You simply obey. So I ate it. Yes, I ate human flesh. Afterward, I couldn't sleep. I cried silently. I asked myself, how did I reach here? From pastor to this? But crying solves nothing, and that was the night I officially became part of the Johannesburg cartel. From 2009 to 2012, my life transformed into something dark and wild. We moved drugs from Joburg to Cape Town. Sometimes we drove all night, sometimes we slept in abandoned houses. And in that war, guns are not the most powerful weapon. Spiritual protection is. Everything was spiritual. Everything. If people believed your charms were strong, they feared you. If they feared you, they obeyed you. If they obeyed you, you survived. The Juju man, our Baba, was the one who used to give us bone powder, real human bones, bones of people who died violently, their spirits angry, their energy raw. We carry small amounts of that powder in our pockets, just a pinch. And let me tell you, I don't even believe these things normally, but what I saw, what I experienced, it's impossible to deny. Let me tell you two stories. I was arrested once in 2009. My lawyer told me, "We are finished. The evidence is too much." But I had the bone powder in my pocket. When we entered the courtroom, something strange happened. The judge, a woman, looked at me and suddenly became emotional. Her voice shook. Her eyes became watery. I told the fake story about being a missionary from Nigeria. Before I even finished, she said, "This court finds insufficient evidence." Everybody was shocked, even the prosecutor, but I knew what happened. In 2010, during the World Cup, I was caught with 2 kilograms of pure products. The police were already smiling, planning promotions. Even my lawyer whispered, "We cannot win this." But the moment the judge saw me, he cleared his throat, smiled, asked 2 useless questions, and then said, "Case dismissed." My lawyer laughed like someone who had seen magic, and maybe he had, because after that, we walked into police stations like they were supermarkets. Border control, we crossed freely. No questions, no checks. There was this boy, Gift. If evil had a face, it was him. One day, he came back with the cut tongue of a rival gang member. He carried it in a small plastic. He said he had promised to bring proof, and he did. This boy had no fear, no conscience, no heart. When people owed us money, he was the one who motivated them. And by motivate, I mean threaten them with things you cannot even imagine. I used to pray for protection from police, but what I really needed protection from was gifts. In 2012, things began to crumble. The streets were changing. New gangs were rising. Old alliances breaking. When I was finally arrested, we tried all the charms, but one police officer, someone I knew, told me, "Don't panic. This is a friendly arrest." A friendly arrest means they catch you with small amounts, so newspapers can write, "Drug dealer arrested." Then they release you quietly, so business can continue as usual. But I ended up serving real time, months, long months. And when I got out, everything had changed. I was tired, exhausted. I wanted to live normally. I returned to Nigeria with my wife. We started selling electronics. We tried to be humble, to be decent, to be clean. But business was failing. Bills were piling. Rent was due. School fees were choking us. Sometimes I regretted ever leaving South Africa. Sometimes I regretted not dying there. Then lockdown came and fate changed everything. It started with my daughter asking to use my phone for TikTok. I downloaded the app for her. Then one day, out of boredom, I made a short video. Touch your screen and your miracle will come. I laughed after recording it, just testing. But by morning, 50,000 views. People started messaging me, Pastor, please pray for me. Sir, please send private prophecy. I told one of them to sow a seed just to test, just small test, and money entered my account. Then another person and another. Before I knew it, we were forming queues at Western Union. I bought a suit, a camera light, a microphone. We started doing fake healings, fake testimonies, fake deliverance. We hired actors. My cousin edited videos to multiply 20 people into 100. We studied mistakes of other pastors so we wouldn't repeat them. We became professionals, and that is how I ended up here. People say, Pastor, why not just stop? It is evil. It is worse than drugs. But let me tell you, when you have eaten human flesh before, when you have moved with bone powder of dead people, when you have seen tongues of murdered men, this thing I am doing now feels clean compared to where I'm coming from. At least nobody dies, nobody bleeds, nobody gets stabbed. People come to me begging for miracles. They want quick money, quick success, quick blessings. They don't want scriptures, they don't want truth, they want magic. And I give them the illusion they are looking for. Does that make me right? No. But it makes me human, a human trying to survive. Before I close, let me tell you where those bone powders come from. They were drug addicts working for us. We paid some money. We paid some with drugs. Some of them had only one job: dig up graves, take the bones, bring them to us. Then the bones were burned, purified, crushed into powder, used in court cases, mixed with drugs to keep customers addicted, used to manipulate judges, used to protect bullets. Where there is drug addiction, there is demonic activity. And where demons gather, humans do their terrible things and nasty things. And now, this is my story, my confession. Not going to glorify evil, not to scare anyone, but to tell the truth. I'm a man trying to escape his past and failing every day. A man trying to return to God, but still holding on to survival. A man who has seen darkness deeper than night and is now using TikTok to feed his family. Judge me if you want, hate me if you must, but understand me if you can, because in this world, everybody is fighting something, and this is my fight. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our brothers. Let us try to talk to him in the comment section. Things that really happen for this our world. Now, wow.